Wait, that's not like a porn star. I'm your host, Pink Princess of the Come Out Talk Show.
And I'm Pink Control.
Join us every Saturday at 9 p.m. where we go live on Facebook or YouTube and soon to come Instagram. Join us. What's up, y'all? Welcome to the Come Out Talk Show. I am your host, Pink Princess, and welcome to the Pink Palace in New York City. I hope everyone's having a great week. Happy birthday to my baby Skittles. Skittles is 3 today. He's a bundle of joy. That's why I'm all dressed up. And we're going to celebrate him tonight. He has a bunch of toys. I want to get his toys out the way because he's been after this. This is from QuarenwithaQ. So Auntie bought you this to annoy the hell out of me, apparently. So I'm going to let you have it.
Yes, speaking of me.
Whoever sent him some pepperonis, I'm going to get that off for you too. Here, you can have that. He's been waiting for it all day. Let me take his crown off of him. All right. Go enjoy your birthday, Skittles. Throughout the show, we're going to just pop in on Skittles and wish him a very, very happy birthday. What's up, y'all? I hope y'all having a wonderful week. There's a lot of gossip going on, and I think you know who I'm about to talk about. Let's get into it. Woo! I'm hot. I forgot my fan. Again. Joining me in the studio is Karen with a Q. Let's give it up for Karen with a Q. She
Good evening, everybody.
has been making her mark here, and we're going to introduce her real soon to the show. I can't wait. Joining me in the studio is also your king. Let's give it up for our king, our co-host. And joining us in the studio is a very, very, very special guest. I'll introduce him later. Stay tuned. But I heard one of his songs, and it really moved me to tears, emotion. And if you know me, you know I love music, all types of music. But this song particularly really touched my heart. Yeah. So I can't wait for him to come out and perform for you. But that's much later. Joe Budden. Y'all know I was coming for it. Joe Budden comes out as, bless you, Skittles, bisexual. Okay, this is what I heard in the beginning. He came out as bisexual, and I was like, I already knew that. I mean, his mannerisms, the way he carries himself, it just led me to believe that that's the pond he was fishing in. For years, he didn't even have to come out as bisexual. But then I did some more digging because people said, no, he's not really bi. He's just doing that for publicity. Okay, upon watching an interview that he just did, apparently he was trolling. he was trolling because he made a statement that said, do you think if I was dipping in the pond with men, that with all these women out here bad mouthing me and trash talking me, that a gay man in Hollywood would have kept that a secret? And then him and his bros began to laugh. Ha ha, he who. So once again, our community has been the butt end of the joke. Get it what I just did? Butt end of the joke. Oh, no, that missed everybody in the studio. Wake up, Karen, wake up. So he was trolling, and why is it that the gay, bisexual, transgender, NIQ, non-conforming community always have to be the scapegoat for a topic? Because we are so fucking fabulous that you can't stand to keep our names out of your mouths. Or what did we call it, Karen? What was my name for the situation? What did you call that last week? What did I replace the word dick with?
Oh,
agenda.
Right, agenda. Right.
Or keep our agendas out of your mouths. It's sad. It's sad. And even when he did come out as bisexual, the community was in an uproar. Oh, I knew it. Oh, she's a girl. Oh, this, oh, that. Why are we always ready to condemn someone for doing just what we asked them to do? Be yourselves. It's okay. Rainbows and fussywoods and unicorns and la la la, come out. It's fairy tales, rainbows, and magic. It's not fairy tales, rainbows, and magic. You see it firsthand. Exactly what he did. He came out and everybody was ready to disown him, throw him to the side, whether he's bisexual or not. Karen, do you think he's bisexual for real? Come on. You got a whole show.
If he is, I don't know any. It's just, it just wouldn't. I mean, to my imagination, it wouldn't look right. But I mean, everybody needs somebody to love, and if he is bi, then welcome to the community. There's no reason to hide. Be yourself.
Yeah. All right, moving on. But he clearly said he was trolling, because I agree with him. You think he would be smashing and bashing and bending over and throwing his legs up in the air and getting them cut on the ceiling fan, his ankles? I know some people in this room that never mind. Yeah. Do you think he would be doing that all this time and we wouldn't know about it?
Mm-hmm. And I would do.
He's trolling. The king nailed that one. At first when he said it, I thought the king was a little homophobic. I'm like, here the king come. Want to talk about somebody who's gay. Mm-hmm. Meek Mills smells like marijuana. So Meek Mills took a private jet. Karen took a private jet, and the attendant said that he smelled like marijuana. So Meek began to tell her, we just got on a plane, and it was just 30 seconds. Would I be smoking a joint in the plane? Let me ask this question. Is weed socially acceptable? Because I know cigarettes are not. Clap if cigarettes are socially acceptable. Clap if weed is socially acceptable. Make it clap. Everybody in the studio clapped for the weed. So it's legal in New York. How y'all doing with that? Y'all comfortable walking around, smoking y'all blunts? Now they're trying to regulate it by saying you can't stand in front of a door or you're gonna get $1,000 fine. That's for us, because we stand in front of doors and do anything. Tuck, untuck. I finally watched Dave Chappelle. I finally sat my tired soul down and my raggedy bones, and I actually took my brain and I watched The Ignorance, which is Dave Chappelle. And let me say, he is a comedian. That's what he's paid for, to say comedic things. A lot of times he's not politically correct, but we've known this from way, way, way back when he's made fun of crackheads and white people and white supremacists and the gay school that opened, Harvey Milk. He had something to say about that. His favorite was Rick James. Rick James, bitch. So, yeah. I watched it and I'm not moved by it at all. Madison T.S. Wait a minute, let's back up to Dave Chappelle. So what I got out of the comedy special was that Dave Chappelle is either questioning his sexuality or he has someone already on the side that he's been doing his thing with. And he's made a lot of points there in his special that I'm not saying I agree with him, but he's a comedian, so I just treat him as such.
Yeah,
I wasn't moved by it. Madison T.S. on The Breakfast Club. She went on The Breakfast Club and she had, is it T.S. Madison?
Yeah.
T.S. Madison on The Breakfast Club. Excuse me, I don't want anybody coming after me for not pronouncing their name right. T.S. Madison on The Breakfast Club, and I listened to the interview, and I must say, she is a force to be reckoned with. She compared herself, or maybe not, but Flame Monroe came up a lot. Shout out to Flame Monroe. I like Flame Monroe. Flame Monroe is a comedian, transgender, and Flame's comedy is very controversial. Flame says a lot of things that we think as trans women, but we won't dare say. But look out for that. T.S. Madison also has a show on TLC. You might want to look for that and catch that. All right, I'm still flowing through this. Can we just talk about the dangers of transphobia? So the words transphobia came up a lot this week. I was in a conference and the words transphobia just kept coming up. So I really sat and I thought, what does this word really mean to me? And this is what I came up with. For me, transphobia means you are aware that there are transgender individuals, but you refuse to educate, liberate, and thus get to know someone who is transgender, thus keeping your mind very closed and focused on the ignorance that you may have been taught and learned as a child. I feel that this is very dangerous when it comes to our movement as transgender individuals. Those people who are transphobic tend to ostracize us. We suffer from unemployment rates. We're not even going to get into the death toll that's rising on transgender women, but the violence against trans women is very real. So, how do we help people free themselves from being transphobic? I don't have the answer, but maybe some people here tonight do. You are watching the Come Out Talk Show. We have a very jam-packed, full show for you tonight, but stay tuned. We'll be right back. I'm your host, Pink Princess, and this is the Come Out Talk Show.
Bubble bath, call my name. Every morning up with the sun. Bubble bath, you know I love to know some big ones. And mama thinks it's fun. It's some rubber duck. Oh, did you know I made them twice? 1, 2, Wilson, Illinois, Hilltop. Now up he goes, riding on the bus.
Welcome back to the Come Out Talk Show. We're going to bring out our king. Everyone, please welcome the co-host of the Come Out Talk Show, King Cleve Trell. Give it up.
Yes, indeed. You already know the vibes.
What's up, King?
What's going on, Princess?
I'm doing good this week, actually.
Yeah.
Halloween.
Yeah. We had fun.
This guy.
We had fun.
Yeah, I didn't fall into the house until about maybe 3 a.m., 3:30.
Woo, you're better than me.
What time did you stroll in?
I strolled into 6:30 a.m.
Because he was on the prowl, like y'all saw.
I was chilling.
Did you get lucky?
Nah.
No? Yeah, you never get lucky. Like, I gave you all the tools, the tips. I wrote you a handbook and still nothing.
Nothing. I was
Jeez.
chilling.
Come on, man. Even Skittles gets play. What's going on in the streets?
Man, streets is talking, man. Joe Budden situation, man. I knew off top he was trolling once I heard it. I said, man, please, I don't want to hear this. I looked at the clip. I said, he's playing.
Why did he do that?
Oh, maybe to get a show some more views.
His show?
Yeah.
What show? The
Joe
little
Budden-
podcast?
The Joe Budden podcast, yeah. I mean, I heard Spotify offer him a lot of money to come on board, but you know.
When are you going to offer to come out talk show some money?
Yeah, I need to. Come on.
We need more sponsors. No, but yeah, you called it. As soon as we announced it, you was like, oh, he's trolling.
Yeah, it's trolling.
And I thought you were homophobic.
Really?
Yeah.
But-
Sometimes I think you're homophobic.
Now, why do you feel that way?
Because all you want to talk about is boobs and ass and titties and pussy. And you
Women,
never
because
wanna
I like
talk about-
women. Yes, I like women. That's why.
Moving on. We like you too. Attraction versus dating.
Okay.
Okay, so you have an attraction towards trans women and you date trans women. Let's dissect that on our debate and argument for tonight.
Okay.
I got questions. You got answers?
Of course.
Let's go.
All right.
So, when a man is attracted to a trans woman, does it necessarily lead into the whole dating scenario?
It depends on what's his outlook, what he's trying to do. Like, he can see a girl, but off top, his attraction is like, I want to get with her. I want to see what's good with her.
So everything is about how big your titties and your boobs and your butt is.
It could be. Yeah, it could be. Or you could just see how pretty she is. I mean, men love a pretty face, so yeah.
Yeah, pretty face, cute in the waist.
Yeah.
Big boobs do not hurt. So when we talk about moving into dating, that's more of a commitment that takes a lot of time and effort versus, okay, I have an attraction. Let me go over here and...
Yeah, I tell ladies all, like, I tell my friends all the time, if a man really want to, like, he's digging, like, he's trying to get to know you, that means he's interested in dating you.
And how would he show you that he's interested in dating you?
Because he's trying his best. He's really trying to get to know you.
Well, what does trying his best look like?
Well, trying his best, you look like it's basically, you know what I mean? Like, say, for example, you say you like to go walk in the park. He'll call you randomly. You say, hey, after work or something, you want to go walk for a park? I know you like that.
Okay.
You know, stuff like that.
Okay, let's set it up for you. Over here is a beautiful transgender woman. Bippity boppity boom, Karen. You are now beautiful trans woman of your caliber. Bing. I want you to court. What is your name? What is her name? Felicity. Felicity Nofman. So now you're going to court Felicity Nofman and give me your best pickup line and tell me if you really date him at the end. Ready and action.
How you doing, man?
I'm doing just fine. How are you doing this evening?
I'm good. My name is Cleetrell.
Nice to meet you.
I mean, I was admiring you from the other side of the room, and I just thought to myself, like, I wouldn't mind taking her out on a date.
Now,
Can you hold this?
you
Can
just,
we
you
switch?
just- you just made her. You just made her feel.
Come on, Felicity. I'm about to pick you up. Let me show you how to pick up a woman.
Mine's actually worked out.
Does it?
Yeah.
Yet you went home on Halloween. Anyway,
I wasn't trying.
Felicity Nofman. Hi, darling.
Hello, yes, full moon. Let's go.
I was admiring you from across the room. Let me say you look fabulous tonight.
Oh, thank you.
Your butt is on fleek.
Oh, thank you.
Your lips are glossy.
Thank you so much.
What have you been sucking on? Chicken?
Well, you know, I tend to have a little piece of hot sauce and some chicken skin every now and then.
Greasy, are we?
Yes, greasy.
Well, I just want to know, would you like to go on a dinner date with me?
Oh,
Or would we just like to go back to my place, pop a couple of drinks, couple bottles, drug of your choice, and let me bang your head until oblivion?
Oh, well, you know what? I got the kids at home.
You have kids?
I have one
Oh,
child.
never mind, bitch. I don't want to. I'll see you later. You just fucked that all up. That's why you went home and yourself. We're gonna work on you.
I'm good.
We're gonna really work on you. Outing someone.
Out of someone.
Okay, because they had the topic that trans women either out someone or not. So here's what some of my female friends, counterparts, think about it. That we should out men who sleep and have sex with us so that they won't have sex with them. Why is this an issue?
Pardon me, y'all. I'm good.
Got birth the baby.
To be honest, at the end of the day, that's still that man's business.
Yes.
For you to out him, for you to be outing him, period, is really his business.
Yes.
And that's another thing about when it comes to females, they have to understand that just because a man dates and have sex with a trans woman, they look at it as a whole gay aspect. They look at it as, oh, he's gay. I don't want to touch him.
Well, we can't speak for every woman.
No, I can't speak for every woman, but the majority, yes, they do feel that way.
Okay.
Because they feel that way about bisexual men.
So will trans women ever be accepted as women in the mainstream spectrum?
I will hope so, but me personally, no, I don't think so, ever.
Maybe not in my lifetime.
Yeah.
But I'd like to think for the next generation and definitely for the one
of course.
after them. Because
I don't see it. No, yeah. But.
Think of what the generation just did before, after us.
Right.
They said, look, not only are we not going to conform to male or female, but y'all about to call us they, them, their.
Yep.
We identify as
just a non-conforming.
Free spirits.
Non-binary.
So now that there's, on my ID, it's changed from the M to the F. I chose to change it to female, and that's what my driver's license says. It has a female on it, so that there's no confusion when I whip it out. But I agree with the outing thing. I don't think people should out other people because one is dangerous.
Yeah.
And people are not ready, and they are outing themselves. You're outing other people, and you're putting them in harm's way.
Exactly.
So I definitely don't agree with that. Respecting the sisterhood. What does that look like?
Respecting the sisterhood?
Well, respect your brotherhood. I'll speak for the sisterhood. Respecting the sisterhood looks like this, sisters, if we have any confusion. It is not to tear each other down based upon a look or a non-look, or just because you don't like the way someone sounds, or you think they should do something to their bodies that maybe they're just not comfortable doing. I thought this journey was a personal one, and it's to be treated as such. Let me give you a story. When I was coming out and transitioning, I left my church with a group of trans women. The church I attended had a group of trans women. And I wanted to ride the train with them. I wanted to hang out, see what everything was all about. I was just transitioning to them. I had tried to transition many, many years ago when I was a teenager. But you'll hear about that on my story in December. But I was riding the train with them, and I can't help but remember how bad one of the girls made me feel. She came over to me and she said, "Look at you." She just began loudly because the train was packed. She said, "Oh, look at your wig and look at you, and you need to come out and do something better, and you look like a church mother." It was church. I'm supposed to cover up in church, not have my stuff hanging out. But she said, "You're nothing but a little boy wearing girls' clothing." And everyone started laughing on the train. The people I was with and not. And I vowed in that moment not to punch her in her face, and also not to ever make another trans individual feel, whether male or female, feel this way, that they're not worthy and that their transition is a joke. You don't know where people are. At the time that I was trying to transition, I was homeless. I was in a homeless shelter. I had no means. I had no job, no family. And,
You was going up again. You was going up a lot. You was going up a lot. That's why.
I was what?
You was going up against a lot.
Yeah, and the fact that I wanted to be myself, like I said, they didn't know that many, many years before that, I had tried my transition. And when your biological clock sets in, that's what it is. And I couldn't battle that. I didn't want to be a bearded lady, as they say, in that moment. There were no treatment options afforded to us. Hormones on the street is what we had to get. And I wasn't comfortable buying my needles off of some woman that I didn't know to just go home and inject myself with them. So it was a lot of factors into that. But I say that to say that we can't keep being divided in our fight and expect to get somewhere. We put too many people down in our community, and we don't uplift enough. I've experienced myself. I watched my girlfriends experience it, and I also watch some of you women of the tri-state area give it to these younger up-and-coming trans activists and community members. So I just want us to do a little temperature check on ourselves and see where we're at in our own transition before we start trying to condemn someone else and making them move in a direction that maybe they don't want to move in. Your thoughts?
I agree. Because it's crazy. One thing you don't know what a trans person is going through mentally. So you can't be just sitting there and, throwing your, like, y'all like to call it, shade at them and expect for them just to take it as, criticism. And it's not really criticism because you're coming at them. You're making the butt of your jokes. So you can't do that. I mean, that's why I totally agree with that.
Yeah.
And and to be honest, I seen that a lot. So, yeah.
It's called bullying.
Right.
And we need to stop that.
Right.
You're watching the Come Out Talk Show. I am your host, Pink Princess.
And I'm your host, Kingsley Trail.
Welcome back to the Come Out Talk Show. I'm your host, Pink Princess.
And I'm your host, Kingsley Trail.
Happy birthday, Skittles!
Skittles. Happy birthday.
Shout outs! Hi, baby!
Yes.
Skittles was 3 years old, like I said. Me and Skittles met. I rescued him off of Craigslist because I was looking for a puppy, and he has been the joy of my life for a whole year. We met last year. He is just spoiled, but he is the sweetest, and I love him so much. Happy birthday. Yeah, happy birthday. Shout outs. Who else we got?
Okay, shout outs to Betty McMillan.
Hey, Betty.
Grandma Hugs.
Hashtag Grandma Hugs.
Hashtag Grandma Hugs.
Look, I don't know what she did, but she went on online and she contacted TMZ Live, and apparently she sent them to our page, and TMZ Live wants us to get in contact with them to come on their show. Is that what I'm reading properly and correctly?
That's dope.
That's cool as I don't know what. So Cruella and everybody, all hands on deck. We're going to see what's going on there. Happy birthday, Skittles.
And also shout outs to TMZ Live.
Hi, TMZ Live. We will be contacting you sooner or later.
Yes.
Anyone else for shout outs?
Oh, nah, that's it.
Well, without further ado, we are going to bring out our guest for the evening. His name is Romano, and he is a singer. He has composed music, and he's written a song that I heard, and I was really greatly, deeply moved by it. So I felt fit that we invite him on so that he can speak about himself, his experience, and what he does in the community. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Romano Ivory. Hey, how are you?
Thank you.
All right.
Usually I have a wine glass with me, but
So,
I'm cutting down this week.
yeah,
No, you're in the camera.
You good.
You good. So how are you?
I'm doing good. I'm all the way out here in the Bronx.
Hey! Came from Brooklyn, right?
Yes.
Oh.
Hi, Skittles. Happy birthday. Hi.
You have a fur baby yourself, right?
No, actually, my next door neighbor, my brother, he has he has a fur baby, and it's like the family because it's a private house. So I watch CJ sometimes. So yeah, definitely, that's who he probably smell.
Hi, CJ. Romano, I met you in the dressing room when I was performing in Manhattan, and in the backstage in the dressing room, it get hot, it get quite messy sometimes, but not this night. It was very beautiful, calm, and peaceful. But somebody who stood out was this gentleman. He sang live, and it blew me away. And then I got to hear one of his songs that I don't want to put words in your mouth. Did you compose this song that you're going to sing here tonight?
I didn't write the song. It's a Bob Marley. Bob Marley's a legend. What we did was I'm a neo soul artist, so I wanted. Bob Marley is an amazing writer. He's a storyteller, and a lot of times when people hear his music, they get caught up in the groove of the music. You don't really hear that he's giving us a message. So I searched high and low on YouTube, and I found a guy who I've still never met. Just someone playing. You just see his hands in the guitar, and I took it to our studio. We took the audio and I arranged it, an acoustic version. I wrote a little part in. We did a little in studio video, posted it on YouTube, and it started going good. So we reached out to the guy, found out he lives in Paris. He sent me over from Paris the CD that had that instrumental on it, and he was blown away. He said, "I never thought in a million years someone would take my music and make it so soulful." So I was able to do music with someone who I've never met.
Wow.
Through Bob Marley. So Bob Marley.
Yeah.
Bob Marley.
Wow, that's
all
dope.
together.
Where do you draw your inspiration from, like your drive for music? Because your voice, the range, the control, like where did that come from?
So I'm originally from the Bahamas, born and raised. I came in when I was about 10. My dad is a pastor currently in his own church. So I've always been around music, always music, especially in the islands, they're really, really into spirituality and being in church every Sunday and Monday and Tuesday and Wednesday, So yeah, I grew up in a very, very religious family, So music is something that naturally is always something I can connect to. And it always took me on a journey, like just listening to the words and trying to picture what the person is singing about, it always took me on a journey. So I always wanted to use my talent to do the same, be a storyteller. And the night we met, we were part of something similar, inspiration for the community.
Yeah.
And I was asked to sing live. And I really didn't know what I wanted to do. So the song I dedicated to my grandmother. She died at 102. And yeah, she was a very strong woman. Like, even when she died, I'm like, Grandma, really? I thought she was gonna live forever. Yeah, but love her to death. And my grandmother was the same way. Like my grandmother, I was very special to her. You know what I mean? I think I use the word special because that didn't really, I want to say, wasn't the same for the family. That special, it was kind of like that special, but my grandmother always, embraced me in a way where it's like, you have to go through her, and I really, really, really appreciate, I always feel like she's still with me, but I know if there's one person that had unconditional love for a human, it was her grandson. Like, I couldn't attend a funeral because we were here and we were going through some stuff, finishing up with immigration. So when she passed, we weren't able to travel there. But I know if my grandmother could have sit up in her casket, she would have looked around and be like, wait, where's my grandson? Why are y'all here? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it would have been a whole, like, okay, where, if he's not here, y'all. So I really appreciate that love because that's where I get my inspiration from. When we moved here, it was a culture shock. It's like, we moved to Paterson, New Jersey.
Whoa.
Yeah, it was like the Bahamas, private school is like Jersey, public school, we're here. But one of the things that I used to do, I had an accent, a Bahamian accent, and my mom, I would practice. I would go to school and they'd be like, why you sound like that? You Jamaican? I'm like, Jamaican?
I think every West Indian person.
I'm like, if I was Jamaican, you would not understand nothing that I'm speaking perfect English. Like, you know what I'm saying? So what I would do is I'd come and I'll practice my American accent on my mom. By the time I got to 9th grade, I totally fit in. 10th grade, I became class president, homecoming prince. Like I've always been driven. I didn't have a choice. No shade. Like my mother didn't play that. You ain't going nowhere. You can't do nothing. All I was allowed to do is perform. So when I was 16, I became an Apollo winner. That was one of my dreams. I used to watch the Apollo. I used to watch the Apollo back home in the Bahamas. On Sunday, I think he used to come home at 1 a.m. That's the one thing my mom used to let us stay. We used to watch. And I'm like, Mom, I could do that. She's like, of course. Of course. I mean, we in the Bahamas, yeah, you could do that. When we moved to Jersey, I asked my stepdad, I'm like, how far is the Apollo from here? He's like, not far. We catch the bus into the city. We auditioned. At the time, Vanessa Brown, I don't know if some of y'all know Vanessa Brown.
Vanessa Brown. Hi, Bishop Brown. Rivers of Living Water.
Okay. Well, at the time, she was the show producer at the Apollo. Yes. And as soon as I started singing, she was like, oh, stop, come here. Yeah. And I thought I did something wrong. I'm like, damn, I should probably sing another song. She's like, come here. She's like, this is the day I want you to come. And yeah, so Vanessa Brown started my Apollo career.
Shout out to the whole Rivers of Living Water family.
Yeah, so I've done the Apollo 4 times since then.
And I had a question about the Apollo. It's right here because I see you dipped in it. I wrote, when you performed on the Apollo, how was that for you? How fulfilling? When you won, you just said you won?
I was one, yeah.
He won the Apollo. I mean, come on, y'all. Come on. It's rare you have somebody sitting before you that has won the Apollo. How fulfilling was that moment for you?
I'm gonna be honest. My mom and dad always gave me the tools to manifest what I want. Like I literally can tell you, I visualized being in the Bahamas, being on the stage of the Apollo. So it was a full circle moment the first time, being there, placing with the 4, because they usually pick 4 winners, and then being able to come back. Amazing. I think what people don't realize is that it's a lot that you have to go through to get on that stage. It's like people think, first of all, I have to figure out the formula, like, because if you're not online by, I want to say at least by 5 a.m., you probably will get seen, because when they do start at 10 a.m. calling us in to audition, they only pick 300 acts. People don't know that. So they think, oh, they start at 10 a.m. Let me get there at 7. Let me get there at 8. And now you have 1,000 people. So that's one thing I have to figure out, figuring out the formula to actually be seen. You know, because Ms. Vanessa Brown was long gone now. We have new, but so every time I went to the Apollo to audition, I meet people on the line who become family. So my sister Siobhan Monet, I met her on the Apollo line, and she's crushed the Apollo. Like she's probably gone like 19 times. Like 19 times. Like, you know what I mean? But I remember meeting her, Michelle. There's so many different artists I can name who have come to the Apollo, and we become family. So for me, the Apollo is a part of our Black history, you know, and I can say that that's part of my history, and I hold that dear. And I only share that never to boast, but it's an accomplishment that I dreamt about as a kid, and I can honestly say it's fulfilling to know that I touched that stage where many greats, Michael Jackson, you can name any great
who rubbed that love.
Yeah, you know,
Yeah.
all of those moments are real for us as artists. Like, you know what I mean? You feel like, oh my God, I got to, you know, you get to compose with Ray True and the crew. Like, they get your song tailored to you. That's amazing. Ray True, people, you hear them say, oh, Ray True is so amazing. I couldn't find the song the first time I performed that, I did Jagged Edge Gotta Be, and they don't have that on a single where you can get it on sheet music. So Ray True just started like playing the notes, and then he started writing out the notes, and then he like passed it to the band, and then by the time it was done, it was my record. It was my song. It was amazing. I was like, they were doing background, absolutely amazing. So the experience it's life changing. It puts I want to say it puts like confidence in you to let you know, like, because the Apollo stage is the only stage really that boos you. Any other stage, they may not like you, but what they gonna do? Boo you. Right. But the Apollo, if they don't like you, they're gonna boo. I remember there was these two young dudes who performed August 9, 2009. That's the first time I went. Everyone's kicking it. You know, we have to do sound check, band check, all that stuff. Everyone becomes family. They have you downstairs. You're watching the monitor. And then you see your friends like get booed off the stage. Oh no! And they change their policy now, but people who've been, they will tell you, if you get booed off the stage, when you come back downstairs, there's like the security there, and they like escort you out. They
out of the building?
Yeah, they don't let you stay because remember,
there's some balls like that.
There's other performers, They don't need that energy. Like they don't need the people be mad and stuff. Like, come on, let's man right over here. So.
Did you get to meet? No, I guess you didn't get to meet him, but the Sandman and the one that tip tap now.
So we didn't get to.
What do you call that?
But they have a new Sandman, and he's like an accomplished like
tap dancer.
Yeah, he's amazing. Like
fine.
He comes downstairs and he's like, like, come on, sir, let's
tap dance on me, daddy, anytime. We gotta take a break. But we'll be right back. You're watching the Come Out Talk Show with our special guest.
I'm Romano Ivory.
And our co-host,
King Cleatrell.
And I'm your host, Pink Princess. Happy birthday, Skittles! Welcome back. It's time for Karen with the Q's question of the day. Karen girl, what you got for us?
All right. Let's see here. Okay. How would you go to the bathroom or brush your teeth?
Did you get that last week?
I did that last week.
Let's get another one. Don't you dare ask me that question again.
Oh, I remember. Okay.
Jesus.
Okay. If you could have chosen your own first name, what would it be?
We already know what I've chosen for mine, so I don't need to answer that
I think
question.
it's kind of over.
It would have been Beyonce. No, stop. King,
My name would have been King.
you would have chosen your name
Yeah,
to be
if
King.
I was to be able to choose my name would have been King.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
How about you, Romano?
I've always loved the name Gabriel.
Oh.
I think that's a dope name.
For those of you who have never touched the Bible, that wasn't Gabriel an angel that
One of God's archangels. Yeah.
one of God's archangels. See, I need to brush up on mine too. I haven't read that book in a long time. I need to get back into it. That's beautiful. You got one more for us?
Let's do it.
Come on, girl.
What are your 3 most favorite things to do?
King.
My favorite things to do is the
3.
3. You said I know. You said 3.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Listen to music. Playing my video games. And hanging out, getting lit.
For me, eat, listen to music, and smoke weed. Romano?
I love to perform. I like to sleep, and I like helping others. Yeah.
Aww. And Karen? What are your 3 favorite things?
I love to sleep.
Okay.
I like being in the house, smoking a blunt, relaxed.
Okay.
Everything is in place.
Okay.
One
more.
And I would love to go laser tag. I have the laser tag in a minute.
Oh, we should do that. We should really go do that one.
Yeah.
Thank you, Karen. That was Karen with the
You're
Q.
so welcome. I have a great evening.
Question of the day. King, got a question for Romano?
Yes. Like, who are and what do you do in the community?
Okay. So I want to say about 6 years ago, we gotta go back a little further than that. So I do a few things in the community. I used to be on the youth advisory board at Housing Works. I worked with ACT Out, Vocal New York, but I want to say one of the roles that I really, I want to say kind of grew into working with the Media Care at the board of directors and on the MAC board. That has been an eye opener for me because one, I don't get to see a lot of other young adults, leaders in our community that, hold in the position that we really need them. Being on the board of directors at Media Care, it allowed me to use my voice in a way that I knew I wasn't representing myself. I was actually representing my community where they had to listen, where my voice mattered. Yeah.
Where's the emotion?
What you mean?
I see your emotion.
There's so much I want to
Now.
say. There's so much I want to say.
Go
There's so
ahead.
many.
Let it out.
No, I'm just saying.
But I see your eyes watering, and I can feel
I just
the
learned
passion.
a lot. I learned a lot. I feel like our people, we're left out a lot.
Yeah.
And again, working with the Media Care, it allowed me to use my voice and being able to articulate our problems in a way where they had to listen, because when they're voting on certain things, my name is there. You know, it counts. It's not just like, oh, we're doing this. And I feel like when I say I have to grow into my position, when I first got nominated to be on the board of directors, I was afraid to ask questions. I really didn't know what to say. Here I am, you know, with the CEO of Brightpoint, Charles King, like every month for 6, I'm sitting every month next to these leaders. And at first, I won't say it was intimidating,
Hi, Charles.
but it was a lot. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
You're seeing like budgets and like real, you know, and terms and abbreviations. And it took about 2 years, but I had Stephanie House, who she was the vice president of MediaCare, who's my mentor, who, man, she prepared me like a soldier. And because she knew I could handle it. And she knew that once I got the hang of it, it would have been a wrap. I've been able to go to Albany, work with senators. I did some work with the White House it was just a whole lot that MediaCare has afforded me to, like just great opportunities. A little bit about my story. When I was young, I want to say about 17. I graduated high school at 17 and I started transitioning. So I lived my life as Paris for about a lot of years.
Come out.
We're gonna skip about 4 years ago. I had gynecomastia surgery to actually remove my breast tissue. And if you guys follow me on Facebook, I use my Facebook to tell my story. A lot of times when people see my pictures, they see me shirtless. They don't know why I have a tattoo on my chest. You know what I mean? That was really to solidify that I won't go backwards. But anyway, having the surgery and showing my nipple scars where they had to remove, you know, it was really to inspire others. You know, sometimes we go through things and we feel like we're stuck. And I feel like I was with my boyfriend at the time for 3 years. He'd never been with a man, a trans woman, and I got stuck. Like, you know what I mean? Because now I can't go. You know,
Right.
I got to be real. Like, you know what I'm saying? I have to be
understand,
real outside. So now I'm taking hormones, and then my body's changing. My family, my mom at the time was living in Miami. So I was going through all these things, and then one day I woke up and I realized, like, I didn't recognize it was like my mental wasn't catching up with my physical. Here my physical is changing, but mentally I'm like, what's happening? I got really that's the first time I could say I experienced what depression felt like. I started being an introvert. Like, the more real I got, the more it was the scariest thing. People being attracted to you and then angry that you have to tell them, like, I'm not a girl. Like, you know, no, seriously, it was the craziest thing. I was afraid, especially when I moved to New York City, and the guys in New York City are very aggressive. They like pull you, they want to touch you,
Yes.
and like it was a lot. And I realized that I was trying to visualize my future. Like, who am I going to be in the future? Here I am, like, I've done this to my body, and like you were talking about the hormones getting it from my sisters, you know, from the streets. It was a lot. Sex, you know. It wasn't even, I can't even say it was
You're
like
free.
a choice.
You're free
it was
here.
like you just naturally, my first gay mom, oh, you're short. The boy, they're going to live, you can make your coin. There you go. Right into sex work. You know what I mean? And then you're like, wait a second, I am kind of kind. I am coined. It was just the lifestyle. It kind of chooses you really fast.
Chooses you.
And I felt like I was going to die. My aunt called me. She's a very powerful, spiritual woman who I respect. And my aunt told me word for word, picture by picture, what was happening in New Jersey. And she lives in Tennessee. I'm talking about seeing things that there's no way, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's no way she would know the things that she knew and the way she knew it. And I couldn't even lie to her. I just kind of, I want to say my aunt has always been, so I have my trinity. I have my mom, who's my disciplinarian. I have my aunt Jeanette, who's like my mom. And then I have my aunt Lucy, who's like the spiritual power. Those are my trinity. So once she speaks spiritually, I know it's not a game. And she gave me 2 roads, and she was like, you know, you can choose death or you can choose life. And this for you, she's like, I've seen her. She's beautiful, da da da. But she said, but God also showed me a road for you that, you know, your life has so much more. You know, she said, there's a stadium sold out for you, you know? And I feel like what happened is once I started going down that road, of being trans, I started to see my light getting dim. Like when I moved to New York City, I just was a very like quiet, like I wanted to be in the house, like especially when I broke up with my ex-boyfriend. Like, it was just like I really didn't understand what I'd done to myself. So on a happy note, I decided I chose life, and I decided to reverse everything back. I had a lot of laser done to my face, so I probably will never have a beard, but this is cute, and then I had surgery. I don't have the tape. I had, my chest removed, so I have a flat chest now. And for the past 5 years, I've been just aligning myself with him, with the he.
Okay. Wow.
Amen.
That right there. Wow.
And this is what the Come Out Talk Show is about. Like, that's amazing.
Wow.
Your story is amazing. Thank you so much for even opening up and sharing that with us.
I tell the story on Facebook. It's there. If y'all really go
Yeah.
back, you'll see my pictures. You really see the journey. But I like
I'ma
to share
go
that
look.
because of my story. I would never say the name. I've had 4 trans sisters.
What's your Facebook, real quick, for the people?
Romano Ivory, Romano Ivory.
Your Instagram? Is
Romano
that your
Ivory. All
Instagram?
social media is Romano Ivory.
There you go.
But yeah, 3 of my trans sisters, who weren't happy. I'm talking about implants, everything. Like, inbox me, like, your story is so powerful. It let me know, like, no matter how far I think I've gone this way, if I choose, and detransition. I'm talking about living. And my thing, I'm saying is like, live. I encourage my sisters, if you want it, like, but honestly, really, truly ask yourself, am I really happy? Why am I doing this? Who am I? These are things you have to ask yourself, because a lot of times I'd be around, like, I do a lot of work. I used to do a lot of just speaking and talking. I realized that some of you ain't trans. That's what I'll say. Some of y'all ain't trans. You know what I mean? And people are like, you can't say that. Yes, you can. Especially someone who really was at the brink. Even when I transitioned, people like, how did you do that? Some people know Romano, never met Paris. Some people only know Paris, never met Romano. So to see this go back this way is like, what the hell? People think I'm a trans man on Facebook. Like, yo, I thought you was a trans man when you. I say all that to say, be who you are. Truly ask yourself, is this what I want to do? Don't do things because someone else is doing it. It look like it's fat, because I'm telling you, you would truly run yourself right into depression and be unhappy if you're not aligned with who you're supposed to be. So I thank you for inviting me on this show, because when we had the phone conversation on the phone, you mentioned, you was like, oh, you're a guy, you don't understand the trends. And I say, that's because she hasn't really looked at my story on Facebook. You guys have your show, like, yeah, bitch, because I paid $9,000 to have a flat chest. Yes.
That's right.
There was a time where I was very unhappy. I was in between. Like, I've never even been in a relationship with a butch queen. So it was like very uncomfortable trying to have sex with a gay man when you were transitioning. Why you have boobs? Like, it was a mess. It was a mess.
Wow.
So it took a lot for y'all to
that.
see the person that y'all see on Facebook and be liking the picture, like, your body's over here, I work hard.
I mean, take it from me, his story, sometimes I don't look because I'm like, but I do look, and it'll make you blush. I'll just say that. So definitely follow Romano if you would like a treat. You have another question around?
Yes, I do have another question. What does Media Care offers trans women?
I love that question. So being on the board, I remember when we first was fighting with the government her name is Michelle. She won't mind if I share her name, because you can actually go on the New York Times story. They did a 5-page write-up. Media Care really fought to make sure that we had the funds to help with whatever. So we were the first plan to pay for the SRS surgery for the trans women.
Thank you.
We were the first plan to pay for the cure for hepatitis C. That was $100,000 per person. First plan. I was there seeing all this happen. Now,
one-shot deal.
We have like almost 4,000, my trans brothers and sisters on the plan. That we do everything from electrolysis to
I'm one of them.
female
I'm a witness.
implants, whatever you
I'm
want.
a witness.
Media Care make sure that if that's a part of your story,
Care
it's
deserves a
it's
dance.
amazing.
Media Care deserves
I'm
a
Media Care.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
I'm very
man.
proud
You're not
to
gonna
be a
do
part of a plan that It's colorful now. When I first got there, I feel like we're very black and white, but they allowed themselves to grow with the community in a way where it's like, oh, this is what y'all need?
Yeah.
Okay, coming from someone that exactly, you know what I mean? So I really I'm proud to be a part of that plan. I've always, I'm glad, you guys.
I mean, I'm reaping the benefits of
Yes.
what you have done. So
Yes.
thank you. Thank you so much. And this is about people who have paved the way. See, I didn't even know that, but thank you. Oh my God,
Let's
thank
say it.
you
Tell
for
a
what
story.
you've done. You have, let me tell you what, being able to do this, get rid of this, has done for not only my self-esteem, but for my safety out there. Like you said, they don't know. They don't have a clue as to what's going on. So I thank you so much for your hard work that you put in.
I'm still there, guys. So if you need, you can reach out to me and say, hey, I need something to get. I will call Sandrine on the phone. I will call Alex. They are we call them our little tools right here. Let's skip all of that. Let's get you right to where you need to be heard. I promise you.
Networking.
I'll make sure they,
Networking
so.
it's another ally. Before you go, we're gonna get a song out of you. So we're gonna set up the studio beautifully for Romano. But before you go, we allow each guest. We forgot to do this with Roy, but you get to ask us two, a question. Any question?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna start with Beyonce because her question is a little easy, and I'm gonna think of yours as she answered. Why do you do this? Why did you build a platform for yourself, but also for others to come on and share? What drove you to do this?
Because I love people. I love to hear people's stories because we all have one. We've all been somewhere. We've all overcome that no. And you know that no I'm talking about. You can't, you won't, and you'll wind up dead. That was embedded in me as a child. And to get up every day and just look around in awe at what we've accomplished as a unit, but what we've accomplished as individuals. People only see what they want to sometimes, and they don't get to hear. So the Come Out Talk Show was not built for me at all. It was built for community.
Yes.
And I get a kick out of when people come on and they share their stories like this, because then it also gives me something to look forward to throughout the week. I used to, excuse my French, fuck up my week. And it used to start on that Saturday.
Wow. Yeah.
You get where I'm going?
Yeah.
So I had to replace a lot of things with some positive things.
Yeah.
And to be doing this on a Saturday night at 9 p.m. instead of what I could be doing on a Saturday night at 9 p.m., it fulfills me. But it more so fulfills me to hear your story.
Yeah.
And that beautiful song that's going to make me burst into tears. Karen, stop in the studio, please. Will burst me into tears. And this is what I do it for. Not a like, not a share. I don't care if we get one more like in this world. The fact that we all show up for each other and we get to do this, I love it.
And that's why I decided when you asked to do a show, because where we met, there were a lot of performers. She's the only one that actually smiled and actually spoke to me. Like, and I don't say it, I'm nothing against no one. Everyone was their own world. Everyone was a star, but me and her talked about it, is how we were in the same space, but everyone was so into themselves that no one even and like we spoke, I was like, we were the only one. I was like, hey,
when there's a divine connection,
and
not even we can break it.
So when she actually like, hey, I have a show, like check it out, I would love to have you on the show. And I'm like, sure. I didn't know any ins and outs, but when you meet someone and you meet their heart and they're genuine and just being nice, like, sure, like, who am I? Like, who am I, Romano Ivory, but still, who am I? I'm someone just like us in our community, healing, helping the community heal. And this is how we do that. By, again, supporting each other, sharing our story, you know what I mean? And I think how we met is what got me here today.
Okay.
Amen.
So,
So the question for you was pretty simple. we live in a world where, okay, so I told my story, and one of the things I hear my sisters used to like, the boys don't want to walk with me, and da da da. One thing that I can say that I demanded when I dated was like, can I say Negro?
You can say what.
Yeah.
I've said some strange things.
I'm paying for this apartment, I'm paying for this room, whatever, and you're laying up, eating, fucking sleeping. Bitch, we walking outside together. Like, I'm taking home, I'm doing all of this to be this, and you embarrassed of who? How can you be embarrassed of someone that you put in your dick? Anyway.
Put
so
your dick in. I'll finish that sentence. I'm sorry, I'm not supposed to call it situation.
When did you decide that you would just be comfortable with yourself regardless of people's words? Because they're not going to touch you. There's always words. You know what I mean? When did you, because...
Sorry.
I've been in this life since I was about 19. So, you know...
He's like 68 now.
And so it's like, me, I never was that type. I could walk with whoever and be friends with whoever.
Right.
So I already had that going for me. So when you have someone that you're dating and they want you to walk out with them, it became natural for me. And I just started doing it. It was not really nothing to me. And just like you said, people can use their words. They ain't going to use their fence. They're not going to do nothing else to me.
Right.
And especially from the neighborhood I am, my neighborhood is rough, crazy. You got to have real thick skin. And the crazy thing about it, the OGs around the neighborhood, they all rock with me. They even see me with my ex now. She's my ex now. They even see me with my ex and everything and still say what up to me and kick it with me.
Hi, Drea! Hey, Drea! Hey, Drea!
Yeah, so I always been comfortable. I've always been comfortable with my skin. Always.
Yeah, because this is a good dynamic. Why? Because there's not a lot of shows that have someone who's just standing, like, you don't have to, like, I'm cool, I'm my cousin, but to have someone that needs to be more allies that actually have a voice in situations like this, because when we can identify with people, that's what I was saying, as young adults, I don't get to see a lot of young adults in the dirt, like, you know what I mean? So when I see another young adult, even when people see me speak or I get on stage or something, they don't know what the hell I'm about to talk, but they just know I look like them. Hold on, y'all, let me hear. Oh, he has something to say. So someone like yourself,
like DeAndre B. Moore. Oh my Lord, he's a young adult that is he's a fierce advocate.
Okay,
I'm gonna tag you.
Yeah.
Oh,
so yeah,
he's
like
easy on the eyes,
more
like
faces,
you.
Strong faces, not just people who are like, no, someone strong that's saying, hey, nothing has changed about me. The only thing changed now is I'm giving you part of information that doesn't even do nothing for you, because I feel like people be so upset about people. Why are you? I'm not having sex with you. How are you mad? You're not there. I had to ask my mom that question, and because my mom, she know how to. The only thing she say, "Who you talking? Don't talk to me that way." Because I'm like, Mom, like, you have to know where your imagination stops. When you go and you close your bedroom door, my imagination stops. I don't care if you go to a man, a bowling ball, a piece of stick. You have to, because you're only imagining stuff. What are you mad about? Right. You're not in bed with us. You can't see nothing, right, but you're mad. Your imagination has you mad. Right. Get out of your imagination. I promise you, you'll be like, what am I mad about?
Mr. Boosie.
What are you mad about, Boosie? I want to tell Boosie that so bad. I'm like, Boosie, you know what Boosie's mad about? Because hip hop was built on homophobia, and a homosexual man is dominating something you can't. Boosie, you should be the last advocate. Let someone with some accolades have that talk. Like Jay-Z could have a talk like that. Boosie,
or someone with a broader vocabulary.
You know what I'm saying? Like, Boosie, you're mad because a homosexual male is dominating hip hop and y'all can't do nothing about it.
Or you should jump on the Joe Budden bandwagon and come out as bisexual. We're going to take a break, and then we're going to take comments from our audience. You're watching the Come Out Talk Show. We'll be right back.
Yeah, Boosie got problems. He really does.
Playing from Moto G Stylus 5G.
Karen, I bore you. You sleeping on me.
Welcome back. Oh, excuse me. Somebody's trying to choke me. We're gonna open our audience questions. They, them, there in the back. Do you have a question tonight?
Well, of course, yeah. I saw I got your name.
Romano.
Romano. Would you rather stay in New York City, or would you rather live
in New York City
Good
is,
question.
yeah, like if you could make it in New York City, you can make it anywhere. So I definitely feel like I am where I need to love New York City. I really do.
where you're from?
I was one of the
Back with a special performance.
I'm gonna get a bed.
Ladies and gentlemen, it gives me great pleasure to announce the first time on the Come Out Talk Show, a live performance. Please welcome Romano Ivory.
Oh yeah. Oh, pirates, yes, they robbed I sold us to the merchant ship. Moments after they took I from the bottomless pit. My hands were made strong by the hands of the Almighty, forever in salvation, triumphantly. Won't you help me to sing? Yeah, yes, these songs of freedom, they're all I ever had. Oh yes, redemption song. Emancipate ourselves from mental slavery. No one but self can free our minds. No fear of atomic energies. 'cause none of them can stop the time. How long will we kill our prophets while we stand aside and love? We say it's just a part of it. We've got to fulfill the bug. Won't you help me to sing? Yes, these songs of freedom, they're all I ever had. Redemption song. I wrote this part for us. Smile, 'cause you're beautiful. Yeah. Smile. Oh, 'cause you're free. 'Cause you're free. Yes. Smile, 'cause you're here today. Yeah. Oh, yeah. And oh, smile. 'Cause you're free. Won't you help me to sing? Yes, these songs of freedom, they're all I ever had. These songs of freedom is all I had. Yeah, is all I had. We love you, Marley. Oh, yeah. You can see that video on YouTube, Romano Ivory, Redemption Song, Acoustic. Romano Ivory, Redemption Song Acoustic on YouTube.
That was really nice.
Real dope, real dope, real dope.
Thank you, King. I appreciate y'all. Thank you.
Hey, the riffs, honey.
I'm a crybaby at birth, so please support this young man. Your story was incredible. Thank you so much. I was moved, even more moved now, and on behalf of myself, because I was told I don't speak for the transgender community, and I would never try to. So on behalf of myself, Karen, on behalf of myself, and maybe Karen with a Q.
What's the Q for? I don't understand.
Oh, quickly.
Okay. Karen with the Q is just basically my little made up thing that only certain people know.
Because remember, there was a Karen with a K. Karen.
Yeah, right.
So she's Karen with a Q.
I'm Karen with the Q.
Not Karen with a K.
I was just shit going on.
That's Karen with the Q.
I'm
Just
Karen.
weird.
I'm Karen.
She don't want to be that Karen.
Okay.
So that's why she's with the Q.
But only my friends.
Okay, we don't got time for that. On behalf of the Q's and the U's and the I's, on behalf of me, really, thank you so much for what you have done for our community. Thank you so much for what you continue to do for our community. And please don't stop. It's because of people like you that I'm able to do some of the things that I'm able to do today.
That's a lot.
And the quality of life is much better just because of your voice, which is mighty. And I want you to know that and keep going. And don't stop creating music. Please don't stop. You have a gift. Man, anything else you want to say?
Yeah, dope, for real. I ain't gonna lie. I love your message in your song, and that's why I look for messages in music. So your message is real powerful, and I love that. I ain't gonna lie.
Thank you so much for inviting me. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for coming.
You're so welcome.
Well, happy birthday again, Skittles. He's now going to drive me crazy with the toy that his auntie Karen has bought him with a Q. Join us next week as we have a young lady who's going to stop by, and the Come Out Talk Show is going to do something that is going to be a first for us, like many. We're going to give this young lady a makeover of her choice for our holiday show. You're watching the Come Out Talk Show. I am your host, Pink Princess.
And I'm your host, King Cleatrell.
And thank our guest, Romano Ivory, for coming out and blessing us. Thank you, Karen with the Q. And thank you to the control room and Cruella. Have a good night. This is Feel the Energy, our theme song by Catnip and Emmy. Have a good night. Now we cut up.
I've been through heartache.
Are you that camera this week?
I've done the best and the worst, learned my lessons. No matter how hard my life would treat me, I'd always get right back up, never worry. 'Cause I got a million reasons to keep holding on. Yeah, I got all that it takes to win and overcome. What I got is just a feeling, but it's so strong. It goes on and on, on and on. There's something going on inside of me. I feel it growing stronger every beat. I never just believe in what I see, 'cause I can feel the energy. Cause I can feel the energy. I've been my demons one too many times. They taught me lows are what makes you feel so high. No matter how far my mind would wander, I'd always dare it to go even farther. 'Cause I got a million reasons to keep holding on. Yeah, I got all that it takes to win and overcome. What I got is just a feeling, but it's so strong. It goes on and on and on. There's something going on inside of me. I feel it growing stronger every day. I never just believe in what I see, 'cause I can feel the I feel it, yeah. Believe it, yeah. I feel it growing stronger every day. I never just believe in what I say, 'cause I can feel the
That, you know, I think this is like, and I get like, well, this is what, like, kind of like, what's the
I can feel
like that. Like,